Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Saturday, October the 12th, and before we do anything else here, there he is, our Bud, our friend, your friend and mine, the patron saint of this fine broadcast. There he is, the tongue man himself. Bud, we miss you and love you, Bud. He's a great French kisser. Not that I would know, I'm just saying. No. Okay. Okay. TV classic of the week. All right, so um, this is a show that ran in the 60s and a little bit in the 70s. And I used to watch it. It was a nice show. It's a wholesome family show. It was a good show. We're going to talk. Now I'm going to sing the like tradition, like usual. Try to sing the theme song, but it has no words, so you may get it, you may not. Anyway, here we go. Ready? Da 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 a little pitchy to that. Not pitchy, pitchy. What is it? Yeah, I have to. Yes, I do. It's Family Affair. Do you remember Family Affair? Oh, what a wholesome show that was, huh? Huh? Family Affair, starring the great Brian Keith. It was a show about an engineer. He was an engineer, not a train engineer. Choo-choo. An engineer, millionaire, wealthy guy, lived in his apartment, like in New York City. And he had this butler, this valet, who did everything for him. I don't know if he put toothpaste on his toothbrush, like King Charles has a guy who puts the toothpaste actually on his toothbrush. Because King Charles can't do it. He doesn't want to do it. Anyway, so has the butler's name is Mr. French, or French. And all of a sudden, Brian Keith, his character, his brother and his wife tragically in Indiana are killed in a car crash. Tragic. What happens is 3 kids are orphaned. Twins, the boy and girl, and an older kid, teenager. What to do? Nobody wants to take the kids. Nobody says they're like, who's going to bring them up? Who's got the the money to come? Bring them up, spend some money. I don't know. They decide, the family decides to contact this bachelor, older, like the guy in his 40s. He's never married, I don't know. But they decide to contact him. Bill, his name's Bill Davis. Bill, how about helping you? How about taking the kids? Well, I don't know. Come on, Bill. Step to the plate here. How about taking them here? Oh, no. So Bill thinks about he's going to take the boat. And Jody, the kid's name is Jody. And they're going to take the kid. Okay, I'll raise the kid. I got the money. But then they find out that Jody is a twin, has a twin sister named Buffy. No, not the vampire slayer. This was after Buffy. And in the pilot episode, you don't want to split them up. And if you have a heart, you gotta take both of the kids, don't you? So they can stay together. All right. So Uncle Bill decides to take. Not Uncle Bill looking at the Saturday Night Live skit. Uncle Bill. No. Uncle Bill, Brian Keith, decides to take both twins, Jody and Buffy, and says, all right, I don't know if I can do it. I've never had kids before, but okay, I'll take it. Uncle Bill steps to the plate, takes the twins, says, okay, French, we could be like a nanny or something, and just raise these kids. Well, that's all well and good. But then they find out that, all of a sudden, Uncle Bill's been out of touch. He doesn't know there's a teenage daughter named Kath, or Sissy. Well, tears come and tears come. And it's like, you don't want to be away from Sissy. And Sissy doesn't want to be away from the twins. So, it's a long podcast show. Uncle Bill decides to take Sissy. That's this premise of the story. How does this family blend together? This is pretty, we're talking about late 60s or 70s. So this is like unknown stuff is probably what it is. How is this all going to work out? Uncle Bill has his own life. He's a playboy, debonair guy. And he's all of a sudden tied down with these kids. Well, that's the way it goes. And that's the story. And that's how Family Affair came to be. CBS had it 5 seasons, 138 episodes. And that was not a really bad run. The first episode of Family Affair was on September 12th, 1966. And the last episode was March the 4th, 1971. And yeah, it's Bill Davis. Bill Davis is a named character. He's an engineer. And the guy who produced and conceived of Family Affair was the same guy who came up with My 3 Sons. Well timed. So he had success, and they said, all right, we'll give you a show here. We like the story. Let's go. So French just about butler, Sebastian Cabot, this big pork butt, Sebastian Cabot, came with the beard. And he was always the prototypical butler valet to me. If you're going to have a butler, have Sebastian Cabot, right? I know too. Oh, sure. Like the comic relief of the show was you got these little kids and they would do kid stuff. Like maybe Jody would have bubble gum in his hair or something, and French would go, my word. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. So I always thought Sebastian Cabot would be a good butler man. I wish I would have that house when I was growing up. But so like you remember Arthur Treacher? Arthur Treacher, that we had the food, Arthur Treacher fish and chips, And Arthur Treacher was always in the movie. This is way before my time. This is probably way before the he always, to me, was like the primitive butler. But when Sebastian Cabot came along and did the Family Affair show, he was the butler. So when Sebastian Cabot got sick, we're going to talk about that. They had another guy fill in who was French's brother, who wasn't as good. And then toward the end of this series, Sebastian Cabot got a series because he was sick. They had Nancy Walker, this great character actress. Nancy Walker took over and taking care of kids. And her name of the series was Emily Turner. No relation to Trey Turner. So anyway, this is very interesting. Brian Keith had it in his contract. First of all, the role of Bill Davis was first offered to Glenn Ford. He turned it. He went to Brian Keith and said, here's this story, and he wanted it. So, okay, I'll take it. But I have to have something put in my contract. A 60-day provision. And here's how it worked. They would film Brian Keith. Brian Keith had 60 days a year to film the show. And that was it. It had nothing to do with the show. He had to be released. He had to go do other things. Movies, plays on Broadway. That's the way it was. So all of his scenes, Brian Keith had it was broken up into 30 days segments. 1 month, he filmed all the scenes that whole month for the whole year. So they could have been in a family affair. They could be working on 4 stories, 4 scripts at a time at the same time. Isn't that amazing? Because Brian Keith, he couldn't come back and do the show every week. Do it. So maybe you Brian Keith's working on the show #1 of the series. Oh, Buffy, Buffy, blah, blah, blah. Then an hour later, they'd take him over to the other side of the studio, and he'd change clothes. It's Christmas at film. Oh, and then they'd take him away, and the same day, he's working on another script. It had to be crazy, but that's the way it had to be done. Now, the kids, of course, since they were little squirts, they were little kids, they could only work 8 hours a day. So their screen time was too. So getting the kids with Brian Keith together, that was kind of tricky, to figure that all out. So there were a lot of scenes when they worked together, where Buffy might be talking to Uncle Bill, are we having broccoli for supper? And Uncle Bill, they would be in the same scene. It would Brian Keith a month later, film the scene, looking down and said, well, we don't have to have broccoli. Stuff like that. So it was very tricky working out there. Okay. So, yeah. And, probably the sensation of the show was Buffy's doll. Do you remember Buffy's doll? It had the granny glasses. It was called Mrs. Beasley. And this was a very, very popular doll. Mattel started selling their own Mrs. Beasley. And around that time, it became very popular. Like all these little kids wanted Mrs. Beasley under their Christmas tree. It was Mattel made very well on Mrs. Beasley. I don't know where the original Mrs. Beasley. Oh, I don't know. That would be something to find out. Like the Holy Grail with Nicolas Cage looking for the Declaration of Independence. Where is the original Mrs. Beasley? I don't know. Kathy Garfield played Sissy. Like the 16-year-old door. And she actually got the role very late in the process. They actually, Family Affair, hired somebody else. But guess what? Before the shooting started, this other unnamed actress, I couldn't find who it was, took a holiday to Europe, gained 15 pounds, came back, and the producer said, no, this isn't going to fly. You're out. They hired this Kathy Garfield right at the end, right before they were ready to start shooting. And she ended up keeping a role as Sissy. Who would have known? Buffy's real name. Buffy did the little girl played Lisa Jones. But Buffy, her real name in the series was Ava Elizabeth. Buffy for sure. Johnny Whitaker, the little kid with the red hair, the boy, he was a cutie. And he was in a lot of shows before Family. There was a musical movie with Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Johnny Whitaker played Tom Sawyer, and he was singing. It was a musical, long forgotten. Not, I mean, this is no My Fair Lady. That's all I got. Long forgotten. Now, I just maybe he's on the raft singing. I'm rolling down the river, rolling down the river. No. It's cool. Clearwater, John Fogerty. Anyway, this Johnny Whitaker guy. He's still alive, by he and Kathy Garber were the only two people from Family First. Just so you know. This Johnny Whitaker was actually recommended to the show by Brian Keith. Because Brian Keith was in a movie with Johnny Whitaker. And we're getting looking for kids and auditioning and stuff. Brian Keith said, hey, look at this kid I worked with from the movie. You can name a job, that. And originally in this script, Buffy and Jody were not going to be twins. But because the producers loved them together, they looked so good together. They decided to make it two. So no, the twins. So Johnny Whitaker came on board the show. And that's the joke. This was a big part of the show. I mean, it was the demise of three people. I got to tell you about this. This is a sad part. If you need to get tissues, get tissues. Lisa Jones, the little girl who played Buffy, she died when she was only 18 drug overdose. Big time drugs. Sad. In fact, that was like a big rumor that. Remember, what was that? Go. Where are you? Remember last week we were talking about the beaver and all those rumors about the beaver getting killed or meow. Right? There were a lot of rumors about Buffy. Buffy was into drugs, Buffy this, Buffy that. And as it turned out, poor Buffy did die in drug overdose. She was only 18 years old. Not good. Mr. French, Sebastian Cabot. Unfortunately, he died pretty young too. Cabot was only 59 when he died in 1977. And he died from stroke. Kathy Barbie, whatever. Kathy Gravy, what the hell is that? Yeah. She's 75 or whatever. She's 75. And she's still around. You know what she did after Family Affair? She got into a lot of voiceovers. Like, you know how you see these cartoons and somebody's got to do the voice, right? She was a lot of the voices. And this stuff you see on TV, like Underdog or her. I'm not saying she was Underdog. I'm just saying that she was like the voice, and she got into that. And she was very successful. Kathy Gray. Barbie, what? And then, of course, we had Brian Keith. Now, this is really sick. Brian Keith. Well, first of all, let me tell you about Johnny Whitaker. Johnny Whitaker was on drugs too. Why is it that these poor kids, I guess it's Hollywood, I don't know, but these poor kids out there, you think about all the stress being in TV and movies, somehow, some way, I guess because they're out in a TV show, they're like, you can't get a job or something, then poor kids get them into bull drugs, right? And, there's a lot of drugs out there. So Johnny Whitaker was, poor guy. But you know what? He turned out okay. He became a drug counselor. Very much against drugs and very, very into his church, the Latter-day Saints, Mormons, very much into that. Yeah. Oh, here's a little nugget for you. Kathy Garver, I got her name right. Guess what was her first movie? She was actually in the movies before they got her to play Sissy in Family Affair. Guess who? Kathy Garver was in the Ten Commandments. Yes, yes, that's Cecil B. DeMille extravaganza with Charlton Heston playing Moses, Party the Red Sea. Kathy Garver was, they were so impressed with her. She was just going to be like one of the extras or something, when it was slave girls or something. But they liked her. They liked her looks. They liked her. So they gave her a speaking role. I don't know. She said she was like a liar. But then maybe like Moses, come this way. Who knows? But she did have a speaking part. She did have a line in Ten Commandments. Yes, Sissy. Sissy was it. And like I said, she really got voiceovers. The tragic thing about Brian Keith himself, he unfortunately in 1994-ish, 1996-ish, around there, one guy committed suicide. His daughter committed suicide 3 months before we did. And then to top it off, as if that's not bad enough, right after she committed suicide, Brian Keith got a diagnosis of cancer, lung cancer, and he quit smoking. Get this, he quit smoking 20 years for the process. What can I say, right? And I guess who knows, but deal with it. Yeah. So, what a cheerful way to end this episode, isn't it? I send you off on a lark, on happy. I send you off happy and just the way I want to. Anyway, so that's Family Fair. I mean, what could I say? It was a wholesome, clean show. It was a good show. You got some laughs out of it, God baby, but you got some. Mostly it was very heartwarming. Yeah, you got Mr. French there. Oh, my word, you've got gum in your hair. And you got, your twins there acting. And Mrs. Beasley. And it was a good show. I never see it around. You don't see it around. I don't see it around. Because I'm not really looking for it. But you know what? If it came on, I might. If I had a few minutes, I don't. Anyway, that's our classic TV show week. Family Affair. And I hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we'll come up with another TV classic in a week. And we'll see what happens, huh? All right, everybody. Well, have a great weekend. Go Eagles tomorrow, huh? Do us proud. Hey, if they lose to the stinking lousy Cleveland Browns, this whole Delaware Valley jump off the bridge. I mean, after the Phillies choked, we got the Eagles. The Sixers will be starting pretty soon. The Flyers already started. Thank God they won last week. Jeez, give us a break, God. All right, stay positive. Go Eagles. And I'll see you Monday. Monday, we'll talk about the whole weekend. I'll talk about my experiences down at the Eagles game. And we'll go from there. It'll be a new week. It'll be good. Okay, see you all next week. Bye. Bye out there. Bye.